Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of Linux on DeX. In this video will show you how USB key can be used with Linux on DeX. This is 8 gigabytes SanDisk Cruiser Edge USB key. It's very old, it's at least 6 maybe 7 years old, and it's still working. Sometimes its pickies don't want to be recognized, so hopefully it's not gonna happen during this video. But this is basically the test object. And this is currently formatted to FAT32 file format on the Windows side, and when you plug in any USB key, to be honest, into Android device or inside or you open USB key on an Android operating system, it's gonna create some folders. So what I'll do, I'm just gonna go in and plug that in, and this right now tells me CX File Explorer would like to access this USB key. You can ignore this message because I'm using CX File Explorer. You just ignore this. You probably won't gonna even have this file manager, so just click cancel. Just pretend that this message never popped up. Okay. Now I go to a Samsung My Files, and now I have internal storage, which is my phone 128 gigabyte storage. I have my SD card, which is 128 gigabytes SD card, and I have USB storage 1. If I click on that, I have some files already created on the Windows side and some of them created on the Android side. So a recycle bin and system volume information, I believe these are created on the Windows side. I might be wrong. Android and lost dir is being created on the Android side, and LoD underscore share, you won't see that. You won't see that because this is going to be created when first time you're accessing this USB key on the Linux on DeX side. So let's say this file do not exist, for example. So you have USB key connected to your DeX station. You're running your Linux on DeX. So you'll wait until Linux runs. And boom, I am in my Linux. So let's minimize the terminal because we need to speak about file manager. So right now on the left hand side I have LoD underscore share. We already talked in a previous video what internal storage can do. Internal storage basically sharing between the Linux on DeX and Android. External storage is basically you sharing your storage between SD card and USB storage devices that are connected to a DeX station. So if I go in external storage, I have two folders. One is basically have a name 6A79-73E9, and another one 13FD, etc. So if I go to 13FD, etc., it's nothing there. Okay, let's leave it. This is not my folder. And if I go to 6A7973, etc., if I go in there, there's nothing there as well. I know from my experience that this is my USB key and this is my SD card. Sometimes it can be very confusing which one is which. So obviously I open both of them on my Linux on DeX side. So if I close my Linux on DeX and I go to my file manager, inside SD card I have a folder called LoD share. So let's say inside there I'll create a folder called SD card. This is SD card, and if I go to my USB storage and the LoD underscore share, I'm gonna write 8 gigabytes, let's say USB key, so I know which one is which. So I have a folder created on USB key, says 8 gigabytes USB key, and I have a folder created inside LoD share which it says SD card. That's fine. So let's go back to Linux on DeX and we're gonna see which one is which, because first time when I plugged that in it was a bit confusing, like why seeing two, why is they're both empty. But what's happened when you're accessing the SD card or USB keys connected to your DeX station via Linux on DeX, is automatically creating these folders, and obviously they're empty. So go to Linux on DeX share, external storage, let's go inside there, and now it says SD card. So I know that this is my SD card, and USB key, I know that this is my USB key. So let's say I want to create another folder here, things to download, and inside my SD card I'm gonna write, I don't know, let's write Python, why not. So I have these. Let's got these folders created, and again, you're doing whatever you want to do on the Linux on DeX and etc., and you're saving files. If you want to access them outside Linux on DeX, you need to save these in 3 locations, or you need to choose between 3 locations. So this is if you want to access the file inside internal storage of your phone, and this is where you want to access the file inside external storage of your phone, which can be SD card or any USB key that is currently connected. So I currently have the USB 8GB SanDisk connected to my DeXstation. That's how I see 2 folders. This is my SD card, as you see here, and this is my 8GB USB key, and I created some dummy folders. So now I can actually close the Linux on DeX. Let's go back to my files, and inside SD card there is a folder LoD share. I go inside, and here we are. I created this folder inside Linux on DeX by the name Python. Let's close that, and let's go open my USB key. Inside LoD share, I have the 8GB folder that I created inside Android, and I have things to download, which folder is being created on the Linux on DeX side. Very simple to access, very easy to access. I mean, like, straight away, no problems at all. So if you're planning to use a USB key on Linux on DeX, you need to access this USB key first time via Linux on DeX, because from my testing, I thought, oh, straight away inside here I will create a folder inside USB key. I create a folder, this is test. Okay, so I created this folder, this is test. If I go to a Linux on DeX and I will try to access this folder inside Linux on DeX, let's give a second or so to load. By the way, very fast loading, I'm surprised. So Linux on DeX, external, this is my USB key. Where is my folder? That's what I was confusing, like, hold on, where is it? But when first time at the first connection I accessed or I went into my USB key, the folder LoD share was created. So if I take this folder and say move into here, so when I have this folder here, if I go back to Linux on DeX, that folder will be visible inside Linux on DeX. So every time you're trying to access external storages, SD card or USB keys, access them first inside the Linux on DeX. Otherwise, you won't be able to see the files that you saved on USB key, and then you connect it to Linux on DeX at the first connection, and you're thinking like, where are they? So this is a tip for you. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and leave the comments and suggestions in the comment section below. What else you think I will need to try, and I will continue this series as fast as I can, because this is fascinating me, and I want to try everything on here. So I'll see you in the next video, where we're gonna start testing some programs that are inside Linux on DeX. Thank you and goodbye.